Okay, I'm a little bored today, so we're going to do a test video with this 1999-2000 era Dell Latitude CPi laptop with a Pentium II processor, Windows 98 2nd edition, and 192 megs of RAM, and the original, I believe it's a Hitachi 20GB hard drive. We're going to compare that to this 2008 white plastic MacBook, which has 4 gigs of RAM, a Intel Core 2 Duo processor, and a SanDisk SSD, 120 gig SSD. So, I'm gonna set the camera down. I'm gonna turn both these on at the same time. Remember, this computer has a hard drive, and this computer has an SSD, but I think you'll find the results to be quite surprising. So let's turn both of them on. Okay, the MacBook won, but just barely. We already have a fully functional Windows 98 computer. So you have to admit that's pretty impressive. That even though this is using a hard drive and this is using an SSD, and this is a much newer computer, it's still only booted a few seconds faster than this old Windows 98 computer, which is still using the original hard drive. That is pretty impressive if you ask me. So I'll just load up the information on both of these computers. So here you can see Windows 98 2nd edition, Pentium II processor, 192 megabytes of RAM. And if we actually go to my computer, you can see here it's a 20 gig hard drive. It's relatively empty. Just have the operating system and a couple programs installed. I have Office 2000 installed and Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Over here we have macOS 10 version 10.6.8 with a 2.4 GHz Core 2 Duo, 4 gigs of DDR2 RAM, and it's a 120 gig SSD with 2 partitions, one for macOS and then one for Windows 7. Okay, so now the other test we're going to do is the shutdown time. So we're going to hit enter on both machines at the same time. Let's see which one shuts off faster. And the MacBook shut off just a few split seconds before the Dell Latitude. So that's the 1999-2000 era Dell Latitude CPi and the 2008 MacBook. I'm very pleasantly surprised at how quickly this computer booted with a hard drive. And then this one with an SSD. Still a very good performance with the SSD over the original hard drive, but still, I just thought that was interesting. And then I also have this IBM ThinkPad, which has Windows XP. Now that does take a little while to boot up, and it takes a little while to shut down. But still, overall, just thought this would be an interesting test to do.